Okay, we're live now. Sometimes I don't realize we are live. Very cool. Very cool. And it looks like, well, I attempted to connect some more profiles. Excuse me. I attempted to connect more profiles. So hopefully tonight, we're not just going live on my personal Facebook account. Hopefully we're going live on the Facebook business Pricebook Ninjas page and our YouTube Pricebook Ninjas page, which will be really exciting. Very, very exciting. We got comments to work. I still don't know how the rest of the software works, but we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about price books again. I bet you couldn't guess that. We have been working on a new sheet. And what's really cool is we're going to update everybody that's purchased with us since last year, year and 3 months. Anybody that's purchased with us has a starter price book is going to get updated. And we're releasing this new, anybody who's currently, in our process or in our onboarding phase right now is getting this new version. We've been working on it for months and months, and it's finally being released, which is very exciting, very, very exciting. And I'm going to share it today with you, and I'm going to share some of the features that we've updated. So let me present. Okay. Add to stage, and there we go. Very cool. All right. So there was a lot of upgrades we did, and over time we did this, but it came to a point that we're always updating, but being very busy, we just kind of had the new users get the new updates, but we had to put a stop to it and make sure everybody was updated. We wanted to release new training videos. So for some users, this is going to be kind of a big upgrade. For others, not so much. You're going to notice many upgrades for sure, but not as many as some of the original users. Electrical is getting a lot of services. Electrical was one of our weaker books. Okay. So right now we have the plumbing book up, and I'm biased. I love my plumbing book. The plumbing book is what started Pricebook Ninjas, so I'm always going to use it as my examples and whatnot. I love this book. It's my book. So like normal, the layout is going to be the same, all your categories, subcategory services. What we've done is made sure is like the industry is here in autofill, so you don't have to deal with that. This is important for the upload doc to send to House Call Pro. We need this, and it all communicates here with the upload doc. So that's always in there, and this never needs to be changed. Unless you're changing your industry, if you don't want to use the plumbing category, if you want to use a different category, let's go to House Call Pro and quickly look at that. So we know these main category buttons here, these are industries. So if you want to change your industry, but you are stuck to the industries that House Call Pro provides. Let's get that out of here. So this autofills depending on your trade. Now, another cool thing is that it works with the task code also. We use the first letter of the industry that you're in. So plumbing is P, HVAC or heating and air conditioning inside of House Call Pro is H, electrical is E. This is for multiple reasons. We need it for the task code for QuickBooks. That's like one of the big ones is QuickBooks. And then if you're multi-trade, we need to have unique task codes. Either way, we need unique task codes. But one of the reasons is QuickBooks. And remember, we are integrating with House Call Pro, but then that secondary level of integrating with QuickBooks. Then industry and service UUID. This is new to all the books. We created a way to do a one-way import system, and this works off of the unique identification number given by House Call Pro. So as soon as we upload to House Call Pro, it assigns this unique identification number. We take that number from the export doc and we load it in here. And this allows us to do one-way imports. So not only do we make the upload doc smarter, easier to operate, but also getting to House Call Pro. So it's moments. My team is able to do edits and uploads very quickly. Very, very quickly. Granted, we are using these sheets day in and day out, and we're doing many uploads a day, many, but it's really an incredible feature that we've been able to do, and we're able to just push one-way edit, so it helps us deal with House Call Pro, and that just all depends on how you want to operate with this sheet. Some users may take the data, put it in House Call Pro, utilize it in House Call Pro. I have some clients that have very extensive price books, very long price books, and it's easier for them to maintain off of the spreadsheet. So with that one-way import system, it's really useful for them because with the large amount of services. Now, your parts are all going to be the same, your parts and markups, except what we've done is we've done two items here. And this is a cool one. This one has helped us. One for duplicates. If there's a duplicate item, this is going to turn orange. It's going to take it a moment. So now we know that there's a duplicate. So as you're working through the sheet, you can see that there's a duplicate and one needs to be removed. As soon as you delete it, it'll go away. It does take a few seconds, 5, 6, 7 seconds sometimes, but at least the warning is there. And then now we have, if the part doesn't exist or a misspell, so we're just going to throw some letters in there and it's going to do red, and PNF, part not found. And then you'll see quantity always populates. So we always have a quantity of 1 populated. So we're just trying to make it less touch. Everything is less touch. There's warnings just in case for duplicate parts, misspelled parts, right? Because you never know when you're going through putting things in. And the sheet is mostly copy and paste. So we're going to enter a service here. And what's going to happen is I'm going to take you over to the task codes in a moment, but everything works off of the service name. So we're just going to put in test. As soon as we register a name in here, the sheet starts to go to work, whatever it needs to do. So then you would start working to the right, entering your service, putting in your material, and however you do it. Remember, this is all copy and paste. You have your material section, whatever you want to take, we'll copy that, bring it over, throw it in. You know, it'd be a cool feature is we can get that to go auto white. We spend a lot of time recoloring that. And then we'll move over to the right. Remember, we do have a lot of part columns, but this is for larger equipment. Well, not so much equipment installs, but like for a tankless water heater, you need a lot of parts involved in that. Same for HVAC, doing like a compressor replacement. So then we have some safeties coming along. So you know you need to enter stuff. We put in all of our parts. So our subtotals, our tax, our markup, the differences, that's all populated. But if there's an opening, you need to fill it in. So you would come in and you would put in your labor time, 60 minutes. I'm going to do a couple examples here to show you because now the task code. So we are now minimal entries, left to right, right? We enter the service name, we enter the material, and then we come over, enter our labor time. As soon as we enter the labor time, we have all of our calculations done. And our task code is pretty much populated at this point. It's like 90% done. We need to enter 1 digit if you want it. So what had happened when we entered, how I told you, when we enter the name here, a bunch of things start to trigger. One, the name plumbing, the industry name on the left. I'm going to go to the right, all in yellow. So to the left, task code. This is that task code. So the way the task code reads, it is a little like Ancient Alien transcripts, and I'm sorry, but it's for QuickBooks. If it wasn't for QuickBooks, we could probably make this a little bit easier, but it's making the unique task code. That's the most important thing, unique task codes. And we're doing it automatically. So we're going to delete test here, and things are going to be removed. The only thing that's going to stay is your labor time, but let's remove that also so you can see in real time what's happening. So the line is completely empty. Our task code is completely empty. We're going to put in a value in there. It starts up, and your task code is generated. P for the industry, DW for the initials of that category or subcategory. 5 is the digit for the number of services within that category. Then our labor time. So it's showing as 0 now because it doesn't have a value. But as you come across, this is going to be auto done. You really don't have to worry about it unless you're allowed spend. So let's head back over just one more cell. We're going to put in our labor time. And if you pay attention to the right, the task code here, it's going to add that 1 hour. So now our task code is pretty much complete. Allowed spend. And we've had allowed spend ever since we've began. We've always had allowed spend. It's been a core feature in our task code. That allowed spend tells you how much that primary part is. We use this for motors and HVAC, for plumbing fixtures. We don't really use it too much in electrical, except for a couple light fixtures if you were to be purchasing them. But it just tells you how much you can spend on your primary part. We have the rest of the parts built in. And we would just put in our allowed spend, and that task code will finish up. And it's ready to go to the upload doc. So previously, our upload doc was a little barbaric. It needed to have you go and manually fill all the information. We have stopped that. So it's automatic. It's already pulled all the data off of this main sheet. So that service we've put in is ready to go. There's only 2 items here that need to be completed. That's sending some triggers to House Call Pro and our descriptions. So 2 things that we want to do is we want to do if it's taxable, right? So this is telling House Call Pro if we're going to charge tax on our invoice to our clients. This is very specific, dependent on the state that you live in. I am not an accountant or a tax professional, so please, this isn't advice. You please check your jurisdictions and local laws, however that works. But normally, if you're paying tax for your supplies at the supply house, then you do not charge tax to your clients. If you are tax exempt and you do not pay tax at the supply house, and then you charge your client your tax, then you need to pay the government, the tax collector, the sales tax. So this is here telling House Call Pro if we want to trigger that tax on or off. Then online booking, if you want to trigger that, and then your description. All of this data is pulled to, let's just put in here again, test. Pulled over to the upload doc. That line is ready to go. Right here, we have our name. So the category has, I'm skipping steps. The industry has populated, the category, the subcategory, the name of the service, the description, the price. We just need to do the taxable and taxable and your task code. Ready to go. And if you had this one-way import system, you would just then download and send a house call. So we've done just a lot of improving on just trying to make it easy for us. We're able to get across pretty quick. As soon as you get used to it, it's pretty quick. Now, one of a cool feature that we created, when we're uploading books, it's very common that you'll already have your book made. You'll have categories, things you want saved. We do recategorize, but with this doc and how we have it set up, this is sort of meant for being a clean slate. You were to be either signing up on House Call Pro fresh, or you would delete your whole category. You had a blank book, right? Blank canvas. This is where this strives, is this is your upload. But let's say you have extra, or not extra, but you have other categories that you want to save or another price book, whatever. We can recategorize this by throwing a new category. So we're already within the industry, but we need a new category name, whatever it is. But we're recategorizing. And this all happens between categories, subcategory 1, subcategory 2. House Call Pro allows for 10 subcategories. QuickBooks is only 4, so you do need to contend with that. Granted, we've never done anything over 3 categories, at least yet. We really try to keep it under. Now, what you can do is create a column. We create a column to the left, and it has to be done. You have to manually type it in because of the formulas, but you just type in category, and this is a one-time thing. It auto changed the subcategory 1 and 2. So now you can put this, whatever you want, rough draft book. This is the only place in this document that you can actually put something in. Or you can type something in. Everything else is all array formulas, and you'll just break it. Well, not break it, but. So this is the only place for that. And now what we've done is created a new category. And just quickly, we've told House Call Pro that we want it, yes, within this industry, but specifically within this folder. And then we're going to have the rest of our book. It's pretty slick. So this is just dependent, but it's that option for that. And we'll just, when we delete this, you'll see it goes back to normal. Category 1. So it's pretty cool. Let's go back and delete that service. We expanded our pricing matrix. It's down to 15 minutes and $10, up to 16 hours and $3,000. That one's really cool. We do have larger ones if you're interested, but they're not that popular. Normally one-man matrices. They just have to be customized depending on what you're looking for them for. Our material, we created our material doc. For some, this material doc, I mean, complete night and day. For some, our old doc was not. Our old parts list, this has been improved over time, but we really dedicated time. So each trade has between 600 and 700 parts. And there's all sorts of various stuff for electricians. It's all sorts of wire and conduit fittings. Plumbing is pro press and sweat fittings and mega press and HVAC. We have refrigerant press fittings. We have sweat fittings for both plumbing and HVAC. But we really just kind of went nuts with it. Now, it's not just what's inside of what's in the services. Inside of the services, there are some 200, 220 or so parts inside of here, but it's just what's actually needed. Inside of the material list is 600 plus, and that's so you can build more services, whatever you need to do. You have a pretty lengthy material list. That's also ready to go to be uploaded to House Call Pro in the same sort of safe document, but also with upload with the UUID numbers and all that good stuff. Our markups and taxes, we cleaned it up a little bit. The doc looked a little bit different. We changed big time. We changed the markup rules on the pricing matrix. What was happening previously was our higher priced jobs were kind of being priced out because of the markup was kind of way too high. I want everybody to make money. I really do. And it, go and sell it. We were just having a lot of pushback on it, saying that it was kind of just far out of the ballpark. But now we do have a little bit more control on where we want in that ballpark. So we can do a cost start and cost end, and we can change the markup, across the board down to the penny if we want, just like the material markup. And all you do here is change the cost end, and then your cost start will change, and you just, here you'll have to do some work if you want, but it's just all enter and the cost start changes. Same with on this side. If you change your cost end, the cost start changes. So anytime you're there. Okay. That's pretty much it for the features. Our service fee list, we cleaned up a little bit. We used to have more stuff here. It'd be like equipment charges, stuff for just for like plumbers. It would be your snakes and jetters, those machine fees. This page is not taxed and not marked up. So closely related, it would be the page that you would put in your hourly rates inside of House Call Pro. That's where this stuff normally is. And what we did was in our material, we added those items in there. But this is the same sort of trigger that's inside of House Call Pro, is we would mark off no markup, no tax on items. So now it's not getting a markup and it's not going to be taxed. And that's what you would do with House Call Pro. Same here, kind of some of these triggers here. But this would be kind of closely related to House Call Pro because you need to put your machine fees somewhere and they don't take a markup. You can if you want, absolutely, wholeheartedly. I want you to make everything you can. And if you're marking it up, that's the profit that you need to survive, keep the lights on. I mean, you need to make more to grow. So you can do no markup. That's just what we had decided, no markup, no tax, so on items like that. But again, you can charge for it. And the service fee list would just be for your stuff that's your hourly rate and items like your dispatch fee or diagnostic fee. And I would recommend putting that inside of your labor rates inside of House Call Pro. Those are hard numbers. A dispatch fee, there's no profit on that. You're not giving that away for commissions or anything like that. We're generally not marking up a dispatch fee. That's a set fee. So it just helps. And then again, on my side, if you're doing commission and you're doing material on commission and stuff, we just don't want that in there. Dispatch fee, diagnostics, that's a hard cost to me. The business gets that. You're not paying guys a spiff. Okay, what else? We have gone over just about everything. Now, we are going to be starting to send this out very soon. So if you are, we're just gathering our finishing touches for our existing customers, well, not our existing customers, but our past customers. We're creating a nice email to send out. We're creating folders. We're pre-preparing the folders because we have to send out so many emails, so many new books. But we have videos. We're trying to put our videos in the folders just right, just so it's easy to understand and it's there. But people that are currently working with us, they're live on our new book. And anybody new who will be coming in is live on the new book. And again, this is just, it's as closely related to House Call Pro. All this is just, it's the data, man. It's the data. The amount of data that's here. This gives you just such a head start. So yes, we have the calculations and all that stuff in here, depending on how you want to use it. Again, I have many clients that are still operating off of the spreadsheet. They love it. They have a large database. We created the one-way import system. It's able to work and flow for them. It works very well. We really enjoy the spreadsheet because how we're able to see so much at one time, right? We can see a lot what's going on here. And then, we do have errors just like House Call Pro does. But if you do want to build into House Call Pro, it's all copy and paste. You upload the material doc, then everything is the same. You use the same nomenclature, just copy and paste. So it's just, from here, we're waiting on House Call Pro to open up the API. Maybe not even API, but just open up the upload doc. Allow us to upload flat rate, all the material. We're ready for it. It'll take us, I don't know, not even a half a day to formulate our upload doc to be able to upload material into services, the calculate flat rate in House Call Pro. Huge controversy. And it's confusing when I ask customers sometimes, do you use the flat rate in House Call Pro? It's just the calculate flat rate button here. And this is House Call Pro's native calculator. It's everything the spreadsheet does. It's just operating it in here. And you'll just have to go one by one to maintain your services. It's no big deal. Just while we're working, customizing price books, it's so much easier on the spreadsheet. Copy, paste, move along. Generally, the service is nearby. You open up a second tab for your material. Right, let's do it real quick. So let's bring this. Will it not do it? Okay, we're going to move that to the side. We're going to right click. We're going to duplicate this tab. Slide this over. 2 windows. Now, if you have 2 monitors, even better. You can have your price book on one monitor and your material list on another. I have a bunch of monitors, but my favorite is I have a big one, a 34-inch monitor, and all my staff does too. But the way we're able to open up a spreadsheet and come across, and then you just come in and you grab like the parts that you need, your database is right there, and you're just pasting it in. So you're building a service, and you're just kind of becoming just kind of fluid with it, going through, finding what you need. Let's go to like fittings, right? So here we are, some press fittings. Let's find 3/4 female adapter. Boom, throw in a female adapter. Copper is going to be just a little bit above. We have copper pipe. Let's grab 3/4, 10 feet of copper pipe, right? So it makes it more fluid. And then you're coming in, and when you're building services, generally, there's going to be material close by to where you're building. I know I'm grabbing water heater stuff, but let's head to the water heater section. If you're building a water heater, you have all stuff here. Granted, you would need to probably change your tank in one way or another, whatever you're doing. But we have pipe, press ball valve, a couple of press fittings, a press street 90. The way we get our parts is when we get them, we'll calculate like the more expensive out of the bunch. The street 90 was more expensive than a regular 90 and a street 45, but we have them over in our book, in our material list. A couple female adapters, vacuum breaker, and that's interchangeable for expansion tanks. We have a press tee for the expansion tank, miscellaneous parts. Press fee, because we always do a press fee, right? If you're using your ProPress gun, miscellaneous parts, whatever, we want to make sure you're being charged for your equipment. And then some gas vent. So if you're building your services, there's a lot of fittings here nearby. And we have tanklesses and power vents. So if you need some PVC for venting. So generally, as you're building your services, the material will be close by, and it's just copy paste, right? Boom. And then when you get good, you use the drag down. That's special, right? That's really special. I wholeheartedly love House Call Pro. I firmly believe it is the best CRM in its class right now. They're Service Titan, but they're on like a whole other playing field. They're signing national contracts with Mr. Reuter and stuff like that. House Call Pro is really where it's at, especially within its class. Field Edge, nope. I heard the same thing about Service Fusion. Same sort of thing. They're just using it as a mill, like just a money collector, but they're not improving their services. It's not improving at all. The same company that owns Service Fusion owns Profit Rhino. I can't talk today. English is just not happening. The tongue doesn't want to do it. Callahan Roach. And they own it. They're getting people in. I think one of the bummer things with Field Edge was that it just became a bank account. There, a long time ago, Field Edge is a lot like a lot of softwares is its variations of other ones that have been renamed. So I just learned about Profit Strategies, which is way old. Profit Strategies was apparently what CoolFront was. CoolFront was around for a while. Then it became Field Edge. They're stopping using it. And then there's Field Edge Flat Rate Mobile, which is essentially Cool Front Mobile. But it was just used as as soon as like the founders and stuff stop being involved, and it kind of just becomes a mill of just money. How the churn, right? Let's outsell the churn, and that's all that it is. And so Service Titan way up there. House Call Pro blows Jobber out of the water. Service Fusion, Field Pulse. I mean, everybody that leaves, they come back. And one of the biggest things is House Call Pro is putting a ton of money back into the software. There's always a new feature. There's always working. And it's just, I think it's really cool watching it. And I think one of the coolest things is seeing, the boss, right? Roland, he's in the House Call Pro group. I mean, he's live, he's active. I've seen now on a couple different occasions where just today was one, Scorpion had reached out to a person saying, we work with House Call Pro, all this stuff, and they came on the Facebook group kind of ranting, and Roland had responded and said, "Did you have a recording of that conversation, or do you have any information? We'll try to do something about it." But then previously there was something where a user had made a comment about a feature or something, or why it couldn't happen, and Roland put his phone number and said, "Call me." That's cool, but he's active, he's there. And I think that driving force, he's been fully invested. I really do love House Call Pro. Some of the features that people want to request can't happen. They're doing an amazing job. I don't think there's anybody that has grown as big so quickly with all the features that they have. It's not perfect by any means. I'm not going to say that. I mean, but it's really great. Service Titan is just a whole other game, and we support Service Titan. We only support House Call Pro and Service Titan. I can't spend my time with the other ones, not just yet at least. But they have like weird upload stuff, like you have to send the documentation in. We want to handle that. We want to do our uploads. Or weird price books, like just their price books don't jive. Jobber just has a list form. How do you have services in the list form? I'm not a good search person. I'm not good at searching at all. I need a price book that I can physically maneuver through. That's really important to me. So I need to click the buttons and go through. It's just how I've been. Searching, yes, I can do some things, but yeah, that's not good for me. Okay. That's it for tonight. We showed off a few the new features of our new price book, which you're looking at now. It's really cool, really smart. It's, again, it's safer. That's one of the biggest things. It's safer, having some guardrails. Anybody who's watching, if you are a present client, you either are uploaded to this already or you will be. I think we're going to start doing it next week. We're just finalizing our send out, our folders, and that's it. But we've tested and we're ready to go. Who is pretty good on Pricebook? Looking for one all in one. This is pretty much it, man. This is it. You just got to upload it to your House Call Pro. All the data is here. We have material, we have services. You caught me just as I was about to jump off. We're already 5-6 minutes over. What trade are you in? Plumbing, electrical, HVAC, heating, hydronics, boilers? The book is can't post comments to some destinations. I don't know. The book is all in one. We have material, we have services. Each book comes with tons of services. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me screenshot this. And okay. I'll call you tomorrow. Cool, man. I will call you tomorrow. And plumbing. That's exactly what I'm showing right now is our plumbing book. We have all sorts of services from, dishwasher services, garbage disposal, sink repairs, kitchen faucets. It has to integrate with House Call Pro. Are you on House Call Pro? I don't know if you're still here. I'll give you a moment. Tonight, if you have some time, let's see. Thumbtack. I am not with Thumbtack. Thumbtack is a lead generation app. I'm with Pricebook Ninjas. This is just Pricebook Ninjas. Thumbtack is an amazing platform, or at least I think so. Some people hate it. I haven't used Thumbtack in over 5-6 years now. Back then, Thumbtack was a complete business builder. You couldn't download that app without making a shit ton of money. So many people. You got a brown nose, though. You have to know what you're doing. Unfortunately, no, you can't have my number. We don't give that out just regularly. I will give you a call tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, Central Time, I have 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock appointment. So I can give you a call at about 11:15 tomorrow morning. Yeah, sorry, I just can't give the phone number out as it just, well, we don't have the support like that. We're a very small agency, and it's me and my small staff. So having inbound phone calls doesn't work out for us. Not yet, at least. I am looking into AI phone answering. We're just not at the point yet where we can be taking calls, and I'm just during the day. My days are scheduled from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. are fully scheduled. Sometimes till 6. Tonight, 6:30. Okay. We are a few minutes past. Is there anything else I can answer for you? Take a look on our YouTube. Our YouTube will tell you a lot of information of what we do. You can look at a video of our plumbing spreadsheet, what plumbing looks like inside of House Call Pro. You can take a look at our pricing matrix, just all sorts of various things. We have tons of videos up there. Okay. All right, everybody, we're a bit past time. But till next time, if you have any questions, you can reach out to you can message me personally on Facebook Messenger or the Pricebook Ninjas page. Either one, or if you're on YouTube, I don't know, because we're new on YouTube now. I said Plumbing Ninjas, Pricebook Ninjas. I may have said Plumbing Ninja. I was a Plumbing Ninja. I was a plumbing assassin. We're Pricebook Ninjas. Okay. Cool. All right, Richard, we'll reach out to you tomorrow morning and we'll talk really soon. Bye-bye.